So my son was recently gifted this Jason Vorhees by his aunt. It's a 2018 Morbid Enterprises life-size Jason. I believe 6.5 feet tall, maybe a little, maybe with the machete makes him 6.5 feet tall. So I'm 5'11", so he's probably about, I don't know, I'll have to measure him. But doesn't have the power cord. I'll have to order that on Amazon. And then I think he just moves side to side and has light up eyes. Didn't have any instructions, put them together just by figuring it out. And since it's close to Halloween, I think this is going to be my next project, making them look a little bit more lifelike. So let's take a closer look. So we'll start at the shoes. We got the standard metal base. The shoes, just molded plastic, real cheap and easy to tear. Just sit down on there. And got his pants. And then his torso shirt. It's all one piece. A little bit of blood splatter on the shirt, and then his jacket. And it's all this cheap fabric foam backed stuff. I think it was made by Ruby's, says on the tag. Then we have his gloves. They're not bad. Decent size. Let's see. And I don't like a lot of these connections, the gloves, the brackets are on the outside, the same with his head, but that's covered up a little bit better. And these, I'm sure, will slide down and move it when he's moving and stuff. There we go. He has one of his hands, the glove, not bad looking. Decent size also. Put that back. And then we have the machete. Just your blow molded plastic. Can definitely be spruced up. Give them a little bit better paint job. Just set that there. And then the head. So not bad detailing on the mask. You know, the scratches and stuff you got there. But I don't like that the holes are all white. And then his eyes could be painted a little bit better. Around in here, and then the straps are okay, just all molded on, one big molded plastic. And then his head, you see some of the mold lines there. Just needs a better paint job, I think. A little bit of detailing. Make them look a little bit more realistic. And I think probably start with the plastic pieces, his head, the hands, and the machete. I'll have to wait till the weekend and go to Goodwill or something, see if I can find some clothes. I might have some pants and a undershirt for him, but see if I can find like a overcoat or shirt for him. It looks more real. But yeah, I think that'll be it, and get started on the face and the hands, I guess. Started out on the mask with a white primer. That way it'd be easier to just
paint the details on the mask. Machete did a black primer. Let that dry and then sprayed chrome on the blade. And started on the gloves, but then it started to rain. And here, starting to paint the details on the mask. Going in, painting all the air holes or circles on the mask in gray. Here on the eyes, I started painting them the same gray, and then decided to leave the outside rim gray and then go in with a black in the middle, kind of a color gradient. Then off camera, went in with the details, painted the red on the mask, used the base coral for the skin tone, painted the straps, and then for the mask, did a yellow wash and then a brown wash over that, and then added some red to the details on the head, and then went and covered it all in a clear coat. So here's the machete. After I did the chrome, put a clear base coat on it, and then went ahead and did some of the blood on this side. Haven't done that side. So the blood, I used the engine red, which is the darker, and I might just use this one on the other side, we'll see. And then apple red. Mix those together a little bit, then added some stuck on flesh there. If you can see a little bit of flesh still stuck on the blade. And so we will do this side and see if it turns out just as well. So basically all I did was just kind of pour it on there. And then get my airbrush. And then just use some, first time I used distilled water. This time I'm going to try some alcohol, isopropyl alcohol, and see how that turns out. But yeah, just went through, used the air a little bit, and then hit it with some of the alcohol. Just push it around. Yeah, I think it worked a little better with the distilled water. Let's try that. See if this works a little better. Oh yeah, there we go. That's working better. Trial and error. guess I'll add a little bit of the apple red to some of these spots here. Working a lot better, in my opinion, anyway. I can't blend them a little more. Then take the engine red. It's coming off. Put a little bit down here. Get some on the paintbrush, and then just blast it with some air. A little more on the edge there. And don't know why my light just turned off. Hopefully you can still see. All right. Clean that off. Sorry for sticking my face in the camera. Get that brush cleaned off. And then some protection. A little bit more of that. Apple red. There we go. All right. So I'm just going to take some TP here, tear up a little bit of chunks, and we're just going to dunk it in that paint. And put it on the blade. And this is going to be our chunks of flesh. Maybe do a little bit back here. set that aside to dry. Went ahead and painted the one glove on the right there, showing a comparison of the two. Went back, as you can see, and did a black primer on them instead of the gray, and then just took a brown and used a sponge and dabbed it on. Made sure not to wipe it, just dabbed it everywhere. I feel like this gave it a more natural leather look. Could have used a tan base coat instead of the black primer, but I wanted it to look a little bit darker than just a brown. Use a little bit smaller sponge to get into the ridges on the fingers. So the progress on the body so far, start down at the bottom. A pair of my old boots, drilled a hole in the bottom to put on the pegs here, and then filled it with some foam, expanding foam, and letting that dry still. It's still a little tacky in some spots, but yeah, did that for both boots, both sides, and then the pants and the top shirt. This one got from Goodwill, $6 each. Black pair of jeans, scuffed them up, distressed them, the Dremel. Did the same with the shirt, just used the Dremel. Did it in various spots. And then the undershirt was one of my undershirts. Had some stains on it there, so I figured that would help. And then I threw some blood on it. I'm gonna do a little something different with that later. That blood looks cheesy. But I kept the original costume. Left that underneath just as a filler, and also cut the flaps off of the jacket part, like this section here off the one it came with and use those to put up here on the shoulders to give the shoulders some girth and bulk. And then this here, I'll have to figure something out to keep it up. Use some Velcro or something, help keep it up, cover that pole. And then the pants, the ones that it came with, I haven't put those on. I was just testing this out, but I'll probably put those on underneath it as well to help give it some bulk to the legs. Currently just have the waist hoop on. I don't have the chest hoop on. So once I put that on, we'll see how it does. If I need to put some filler in the body, we'll just have to see. But yeah, the next step is making it dirty and grimy. Here, starting out with a watered down black acrylic, just a lot of water, a little bit of black. I'm just using my hand to throw it and spread it on, scrunching it up, and just doing it in random spots. And of course, Loki had to come see what I was doing. Just went around all the fabric, random spots. And after the black, using a watered down brown. Wasn't quite sure if this would add any different color tone to the fabric, and it really didn't. Nothing noticeable anyway. Since I wasn't happy with the watered down brown, just went with a straight brown spray paint. Made sure to stand a little bit of distance away so it didn't just look like it was spray painted, look like it was more naturally dirt on the clothing. And then for the blood details, used a blood gel I got from Spirit Halloween and just some silicone. It didn't mix up together too well, so I did go back and put a little bit of red acrylic paint in with it. But it did stand out better, like especially on the tan shirt, than it did just putting the blood gel on the shirt. Made sure to get some on the pants, make it look like it was splattered everywhere. Went back, added a little bit of more of the blood gel, fake blood into it, and scraped it around with the rest of the silicone that was in there. And just let that dry. Let's take a closer look at everything I did. So we'll start again back at the bottom. Got my old boots here. Put a little bit of brown on there for some mud effect. Got the fake blood on the shoes. Got the tears and distress in the pants. Again, using the Dremel. And then the watered down black paint and some brown spray paint to add dirt and grime. And again, some more blood on his pants. Distressing down at the bottom of the pants. Went all the way around with it. And then the shirt, again, distressed with the Dremel, using the fake blood, silicone, just spread on by hand. More of the watered down black paint and brown spray paint for dirt and grime. Distressing around the edges. And then for the sleeves, I zip tied the original sleeve to the hand and then just hot glued the new shirt on top of that. That way it doesn't slip down and you see the poles, and did it on both hands. That way, plan on taking them apart, just unhooking the arms on the inside and pulling off the whole thing with the shirts and everything. But if I have to, I can just cut the zip ties and undo it all then. Figured it would hold a little bit better than just Velcro. So did all that, we'll take a look around the back here. Distressing on the back. Maybe add a little bit more filling in the arms and stuff. And then the head, off camera, added some hair. Hit it with a little bit of gray paint. Painted the little bolts or snaps on the straps silver. Come back around. Just added hair in various spots on the head. Had them apart. I was able to get them to move side to side, but no sound. And then once I got them together again, wasn't able to get them to move at all, or sound, or light up on the eyes. So I'll have to take a closer look at that. See if I can get them to work. But yeah, I think it came out looking a lot better than he originally did. That is my Jason Vorhees makeover. Hopefully you liked it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check me out on Go Imagine, Instagram, and if you don't, I'll send my new friend after you. Remember, happy Halloween.